What is up, everybody? Coming to you live from Los Angeles. I hope you've all been doing great out there. And first and foremost, I just want to say I know I've been inactive for like 2 weeks, and I started a new job, and had to get all settled into that. But now that that's happened, I just wanted to say, I'm back to making videos. I want to make 4 or 5 on a daily basis. I'm gonna uh, release my schedule to you guys in the next upcoming days. And with that said, I just want to go ahead and jump right into it. So, guys, last time I made a video talking about cryptocurrency, I mentioned that, in my opinion, that the price wasn't going to be going up too high and that it wasn't going to be going down too much either, and that it was just going to be sticking around this $35,000 mark. And ever since I made that video, which was more than 2 weeks ago, of course, I said that, again, that we're not going to be seeing too large of fluctuations in terms of the Bitcoin price, and obviously the altcoins follow it, right? So ever since 2 weeks ago, we've had, or a little over 2 weeks ago, we've had several, events that took place. We've heard that Elon Musk, came out and announced that, hey, Tesla's gonna be accepting payments again via Bitcoin to purchase Teslas. So, that drove the price up to $42,000. And then, it was kind of like a dead cat bounce, as they say. And then it started falling back down again to, 36,000, 37, and then eventually fell to 35, 34. And then here right now, as I make this video, the last time I checked the price, it was at 32,000. So it's at 32,000. Will we see a bounce up to 35? It's likely. I feel like it's going to drop before that happens, even though, it's, anything can happen in reality, right? We can't really guess what the market is going to do next, though we have a good idea of what the long term is going to do. But so for now, $32,000 Bitcoin. Let's see, June 25, 2021. You know, it looks like some mining companies in China had to move because of certain orders from their government. So that's also a factor that plays into the price of Bitcoin. But realistically, guys, let's focus on the long term, because if you're here to make money in the short term, it's very hard because you don't know what's really going to happen in the short term. There's a lot of games that are being played, but I would say, other than that, in terms of the long term, I think, most of people that are enjoying, that are investing, are going to be fine. So for the short term, I think Bitcoin is probably going to stay at this 31, 32, or even $35,000 range. I feel like it's going to kick it, but I feel like whales are, going to pull the bucks from, from the middle of the stack. So what I'm saying is there's probably going to be a good accumulation of investments at this price range, but then the whales who are making the price move are going to pretty much, pull the middle of the stack and, take more of their money out, just like they did when it was, at 45,000, at $50,000, at 55. People were investing money thinking it was going to go to $70,000, $80,000. But what happened? It hit 52 or whatever it was, and then those people that bought at the top started losing money because those that invested earlier started to pull their money out. And a lot of those people were also whales. So it's the whales that make the market move, and not everyday people, that just go to work, on a 9 to 5 and come back. But the whales, the 1%ers, the people that, buy a lot and, buy for long-term purposes, are, the entities that make the Bitcoin price move. So it's very hard to predict what the short term is going to do, because there's all sorts of decreases and increases in terms of the Bitcoin price. And the altcoin price, in a sense, is a little bit more easier to predict, because there's certain altcoins that just have a certain price resistance level, and that really helps to make a good choice as to when to invest. But in regards to Bitcoin, it's institutional investors that are making the market move, and it's harder to predict what Bitcoin is gonna do, because Bitcoin is a first mover in its place, and also it's it requires so much money to move the price that not everyday people can do it. So long term, Bitcoin is gonna do well. Right now, short term, for the month of July, for example, I feel like in the short term, I feel like we're gonna be seeing a little bit of a price crash. I feel like eventually we'll see it go down to $25,000, and we might again see it, hover from $25,000 to $30,000. But I feel like where we are right now for $32,000, it might go back up a little bit, it might come back down, but I feel like eventually the whales are going to be pulling the stack, because the way this works is whoever pretty much invests first at the lower price is pretty much in a better position than the person that invests later at a higher price. So it does matter as to who goes first, and it does matter as to who goes when in terms of investing. If you guys know, if you guys can understand what I'm saying, because I invested when it was at $7,500, $7,000, and if I pull out what I invested right now, then that's just gonna hurt the people that invested at the top. That was 45, 40, $50,000 and above. Even to those that invested right now, I would hurt them should I pull out my investment, but not directly, because realistically I'm not a whale, but indirectly in terms of the actual Bitcoin market. In terms of it making sense that way, I would technically, if I was a whale, hurt the price of Bitcoin, but I'm not, so that's a good thing, right? But yeah, guys, for July, this month is pretty much over, because the last Bitcoin video I did, I mentioned that Bitcoin wasn't going to be having too high of price fluctuation. So we've seen it go from so far from 35 to 42. What is that, like a 15 to 20% increase? But other than that, Bitcoin hasn't done much. I said that it was gonna be boring, and it seemed that way for the most part, because when it's not boring, it's just skyrocketing up in price, right? But when it is boring, it's when the price is actually going down and people are losing money, and there's no sign of recovery anytime soon. That's what's boring. But guys, you need to be realistic about this market. Everybody's here to make money, including the whales, and that's a good fact to consider whenever you're making an investment. But certain products out there can be undervalued, and you want to invest in something when it's undervalued, which is why I mentioned a couple minutes ago that altcoins have that price resistance levels that are easier to see, and find out when it would be a good idea to invest. But oh, excuse me. But for Bitcoin, it's really hard, because Bitcoin has hundreds of billions of dollars in it, and not everybody has hundreds of billions of dollars, right? So my thoughts and prediction as to what Bitcoin is gonna do for the month of July, because this month is pretty much over. I'm gonna say that it's probably gonna again be sticking around this $32,000 mark, but I think eventually the books are gonna be pulled from the stack, right? So I'm saying that we're gonna be seeing a Bitcoin price of around $25,000 to $28,000 at the end of July. And as for August, I'll make my thoughts and prediction video towards the end of the month for July. But we still have a lot of time up until then, and obviously we're gonna have to see what happens. Big news can change the trajectory of the Bitcoin price, but again, I feel like what the whales are doing is they're waiting for people to invest at this $32,000 mark, and eventually they're gonna pull the books from the middle of the stack, and they're gonna take their profits, and those that are investing right now are gonna lose money. So I'm not giving any form of financial advice, guys. I'm not an advisor. I'm not an expert. I'm just an everyday, ordinary person that just makes videos talking about cryptocurrency and expressing my thoughts and opinions to you guys. And obviously, this is a hybrid channel as well. I'm gonna be making a lot more of combat videos. There's some interesting stuff going on in the combat video. I mean, in the combat world, where now we got celebrities fighting on TikTok and whatnot. So I'm gonna make a video on that soon. But not to drift away from the topic of this video. Again, guys, Bitcoin is the leader in the cryptocurrency space, and the altcoins follow. So even those that are managing altcoins, their directors, the people, the investment firms that are behind a lot of the altcoins, are also ensuring that their Satoshi value for Bitcoin isn't exceeding the rate at which Bitcoin goes up or down. So they have a specific price ratio for their assets compared to Bitcoin, if you guys know what I mean. So be careful with what you're doing. I always say prioritize safety whenever it comes to anything you do in life, whether it's driving a car, making an investment, using a tool, right? Anything you do, guys, prioritize safety. It's absolutely worth it, I guarantee you that. But one thing, guys, I would say for this month of July is that if you guys do decide to buy, or for this upcoming month of July, if you guys do decide to buy and the price does go down, like I said, just don't panic sell, because you'll be losing more money that way. What I personally would do is I just wait, like I've done with most of my other tokens, and wait for them to go back up in price, and make sure that it's profitable whenever you sell, no matter how long it takes. Because realistically, if you guys just have cold hard cash and you go and you put it at the bank, well, you're already losing money via inflation, right? So it never hurts to hold your assets and then to sell them whenever it does go up at a later price. So guys, always do your research. And Bitcoin is very volatile, and even though I don't think we're gonna be seeing much volatility in the next upcoming month, I am saying that if you guys are traders, or daily traders, or swing traders, just be careful, because you can trade at a massive loss, and should that continue, then you're already losing money, and you'd be on to a downward trajectory, which is not good for your for the entirety of your assets. So guys, I've been in this space again since 2017, since mid 2017, prior to the 2017 bull run. I first saw Bitcoin at $1,700. I've had a lot of loss of money, and I've also made a good amount back, but I've learned by losing a lot. I've learned by trial and error, but trial and error in the space of a financial in the space of a financial sector, you're losing money for doing trial and error, right? You're losing money if you're doing trial and error until you learn everything that you're supposed to, and then apply that knowledge to not lose money and to rather gain money. So again, guys, my analysis for Bitcoin is that it's not going to be too volatile for this upcoming month of July, though I do believe in the next few upcoming months, it's going to go down in price from where it is now to about the $25,000 to $28,000 range. So that's just my thoughts and predictions as to what Bitcoin is going to do in the near future. And with that said, guys, I'd like to hear what you guys think Bitcoin is going to do. I really appreciate you guys for subscribing to my channel. I'm going to be doing 4 or 5 videos a day. 3 of them minimally are going to be live streams. And we're going to be talking a lot about a lot of the upcoming fights coming up, whether it's boxing or MMA. That's always really fun, right? For those of us that come out and work hard, it's really hard not to enjoy ourselves with some sports and entertainment, right? So um, that's all I got for this time around, guys. Let me know what you guys think Bitcoin is gonna do next. I'd really like to hear what your guys' input is. And with that said, guys, be safe out there, and I will talk to you guys later, guys. Peace.